Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Hmm. Doesn't seem like it's loud enough. Does not seem like it's loud enough. Share screen. So honestly, I've never tried going live this way before. I wonder, huh? Wonder if this is like the same as going live on your phone. We shall see who comes through. If we get any newbies or not. Um, let's see what happens. But do you have to? You wonder if there's a participants. Well, yeah, let's do a timestamp. Participants. What does that mean? Oh, that just shows you. Community moderation. No, we don't want to get off that screen. So we're testing it out over here, but it doesn't seem like the volume level's high. It's very interesting, man. I've never done a live stream this way, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Welcome to the live stream. How you? Oh, yeah, that's me. Oh my god, that's funny, guys. That is way too funny. That was way too funny. So we're testing something out here, guys. Again, I'm not quite sure. Who this is going to reach and how many people it's going to reach, and I have no idea. But we're testing it. And I kind of see how when someone's streaming off a desktop, when you're on and you're viewing them, you can't see how many people are actually in their live stream versus someone that's using a phone to stream. I can definitely tell the difference now. I know the difference now. Like right now, when I check from like another um, when I check from another platform, you can't tell. But it's very interesting to say the least because I've never streamed like this actually. Well, actually, now it does actually say it. Mm-mm. So we're giving it a few minutes, and what I want to do is just briefly um, get into a topic that I feel is extremely important. Whether people watch the replay or they watch um, you know, they're on it live, and I don't know that you're on here live. Um, Either way is perfectly okay. I'm feeling called lately to do like I did in the past and just hit the record button and just start recording. I've reached out to random individuals to, but it just hasn't panned out yet. So I'm just realizing that, I just got to keep putting out the content and you'll find it when you need it. And I titled this recording, this video, this live stream, why do we always wait till something occurs, till we reach out to God, till we find God, till we find faith again? Again, I understand that with all the distractions happening in the world, everything that's going on, the pace of the way things are, um, it's very easy to get caught up in a wind tunnel, so to speak. And I'm not laughing at any situation anybody's in. I'm just, uh, it's part of being a human being, and we're all trying to navigate it the best way we can. And it's super interesting that my father, before he passed away, many many times he would say the same thing. He would say, "Why do people wait till uh, you know um, till they're struggling, till they have something catastrophic or essentially where they hit rock bottom before they decide to even ask God for help, to call on God, to call on our guides and our angels and our higher self." I've said this over and over and over and over and over and over again and time again. Like, why do we wait? And I'm not going to sit here and say that not guilty of doing that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't done that. I'm not going to sit here and say that throughout my life I felt alone and lost and confused um quite literally and honestly, that's like the best time when you don't have the answers, when you don't have clarity, when the road ahead is not clear. And I'm getting chills because there's things in my life right now that are requiring me to find faith, to get closer to God, to um, wish. You know what's interesting? I put timestamp and I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. Excuse me. I'm used to like looking at the smartphone when I'm streaming. um, so I want to make sure I keep this kind of short and sweet because it's going to be kind of a video for you all. It's going to be something for you to remind you, to assist you in remembering that God is always with you. God has always been with you. God is leading you and guiding you every single step of the way. And know that you're not in control. Know that God is in control. Know that God is leading. It's the moment that we put up the resistance, we kick and scream, we throw tantrums, we block the guidance and well, not even the guidance, but that flow state that we're receiving from God directing us or moving us. And it's a very tricky, slippery slope because one will say, well, what am I supposed to do? Just sit on the couch and wait? Or do I, move around? Do I do this? But see, here's the thing, and I'll give you some examples of what I've been doing. So I've put out videos. I've put out shorts on YouTube. I've put out shorts on TikTok. Actually reached I've messaged people in their DMs. I've reached out to numerous people not only about alien contact but also NDAs and near death experiences and things that interest me that I know would interest the public. And a lot of the individuals that I've reached out to, it just did not work out. And now I could be like, well, this is not fair. I don't understand, blah, blah, blah. But see, what I'm doing is I'm getting movement moving, I'm getting energy moving, I'm getting momentum going. And then once I get the wheel in motion, right? And whoa, what the hell is this? Hold on a second. Once I get the wheel in motion, um, it will just naturally, like, God will see that I'm not just sitting around waiting for him to. And again, that's the gray area, that's the area that so many have so many don't understand, because then they're like, well, if God's in control, if God's leading the way, if God is, you know, the one in control, then why do I have to do anything? Why am I not able to just sit and wait? Well, you can just sit and wait. That's your free will and your choice. Um, again, you have. I better move closer because I don't know how the sound quality is of this microphone yet. Um, so you can, and that's your choice and your ability to choose. And that's where stagnancy starts to happen. See, you just follow the energy, like what feels good. Well, okay, I just went on this platform and I stumbled upon this individual that I really liked. I liked what they had to say. I felt called to reach out to them. It's the same goes for like a situation with a friend or a partner or a family member where there's energy behind you calling them or not calling them. Some people just do it regardless because they're not aware. They're not really in tune or in touch with their energy, so they just do it anyway, and then they find themselves in a heap of trouble because they reached out when their intuition was kind of telling them otherwise. So, um, this is something that we're beginning as a society to tune in and be more in touch with as we continue to move forward. What feels good and what doesn't? Does this um, place I'm at feel good to be at? Do these individuals feel good to spend time with? Does this job resonate with me any longer? Asking these questions, trialing things out, it points back to the same thing with food. Well, let me taste this food, and if I don't like it, then I won't have it anymore. Or maybe down the road I'll try it again to see if maybe my taste buds changed, or maybe my body wants it at a different time. And so again, it all boils down to trial and error, but until you get to the point where you can sense, um like, you're like, okay, I've got a lot of energy behind this right now. I've got a lot of energy behind calling this individual. And then all of a sudden, the energy just dies. It dissipates. And you don't have it anymore. And but yet some people ignore it and do it anyway, and others pay close attention and they do and they listen. And again, this goes for everything. I can give you many examples of my own, listening and following the energy. Um, I can give you a situation that was recent, not too long ago. With I was going to go to the car dealership, a different car dealership. I was going to check the SUV out. It didn't mean that I was going to buy anything. It might have been just that I was supposed to go there and test drive it, or even not even test drive it, just take a look at it. You know, sometimes we don't know the reason or the rhyme or the reason of why we are meant to go somewhere. We could be just going somewhere to anchor our light. We could be going somewhere to bring our energy there so that we can, you know, um, help someone else or a group of people, or, uh, just bring our light to that area, which our light is extremely healing depending on the person. So it doesn't always mean that you're going there, you're going there to buy that car. You could just be going there because you're meant to go there, to anchor your light. It could be you had something occur and you were meant to go to a medical facility, and in doing that, um, your energy was meant to be in that facility to help others. Sometimes we don't know the reason why we're guided to do something. Sometimes we don't know why we're guided to go to a restaurant and we don't like the food, but we just went there to pick it up, to take it to go. And because we were meant to cross paths with certain people that work there or that were arriving at the restaurant as well. So you have to keep that in mind, that there's not always, like, you have to see between the lines. You have to look below the surface. There's always some reason for something. Again, it maybe you go to this place, you look at this house, and that's it. You don't end up moving, you don't end up buying anything. You just were meant to go. And this is what happens when you listen to God direct you and guide you without putting up resistance, without standing in the way. And then you get the momentum moving, you get the flow going, and things start to open up, doors start to open. Like I said, for months now, I've been guided to reach out to people. I've been guided to reach out to people because I've been like, well, I'm feeling really strongly that there's going to be some sort of show on our platform, but I don't exactly know how or what. I kind of know I'm kind of sort of getting, you know, sort of getting uh how it's going to look, but then at the same time I'm not, because I can't see clearly the faces of the individuals, how many there will be, if each week somebody's new. I can't see that part of it. Yet I've been guided to reach out to people. Yet I've been guided to message people. Yet randomly I find myself on other people's platforms because, and this has been going on for quite some time, man. I have to I want to say the last couple years. And I've it's kind of been like a roller coaster. We've done many different shows, actually more than a couple years. It started with spiritual boot camp way back. A good friend and a brother to me, Jeremiah. We started spiritual boot camp together. Podcast. We recorded hundreds and hundreds of episodes. A lot of them have not been released. I don't know if they ever will be. Um, and then it moved into many different other collaborations, like um, one with Nicole and Luna, one with myself, Luna, Eric, Emily, doing channeling the light. Then it moved to I don't even know. Oh yeah, then it moved to the round table with 4 or 5 different gentlemen. Um, and I was guided to orchestrate that. It lasted for quite some time. We did it weekly, and then it just kind of dissipated and faded away. And now I'm kind of getting guided again to uh, reach out to different people. But at first, I was guided to reach out in a way that I'm bringing random individuals from different platforms onto the show to essentially interview, but not interview, but have a conversation, but not have a conversation, like just really just open ended to see where it goes and then go from there. And so it's been kind of, but again, I don't know why. I don't know what the reason behind it is, but I know that I enjoy it. I know that it brings me immense joy. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Mo Body Man 409? Let me ask you a question. And if you don't mind tapping the like button, I'd appreciate it. Did Are you subscribed to our channel, or did you just find it? Because I'm streaming from the desktop within YouTube, and you just found it, or you're already subscribed? Maybe I need to. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because I'm wondering if it doesn't seem like this is the same as streaming on the mobile YouTube that they just promoted out. This just goes to your followers from what I'm gathering. Um, and I've just been guided to kind of randomly talk today about a topic. Um, why do we wait till we hit rock bottom, or why do we wait till we're struggling or going through something catastrophic to then find God, to find faith, to trust the creator, you know? Um, And as I said in the beginning of the live stream, um, this year is very important and huge to tune in and follow our intuition and our inner guidance because God is always around us. And I'm not talking about it in a religious way. As you all know, whoever watches the replay, this is not a religious channel. Yeah. I mean, it's funny how you have to it blows my mind how you have to announce that it's not religious just because of what the brainwashing and conditioning that we've all gone through, where we think that if we, believe in God, then we're religious. If we don't believe in God, then we're like, an atheist or anti-religion or anti-God. And it's like, and I also kind of feel like um people think that it's weak to ask for help from God, or you're giving your power away, or like you're um it's wild, the programming and the brainwashing that we've all experienced around this topic. Okay, I got you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, it's the same thing as far as brainwashing and conditioning, and we have to say we're spiritual. We believe in God, but we're spiritual, and we're not religious. Why even explain it? Why do you even, not you, and I'm not referring this to you, I'm just generalizing it because this is a common thing I see every day. And it's like if more and more people trusted in the process and trusted in God and trusted in faith that they're being led and guided every step of the way, man, we'd be living on a completely different planet. And I know this, that we're headed in this direction. I know that more and more people are waking up and realizing the truth of who they are, their power, their gifts, their abilities, and more importantly, they're leading and guiding with their inner knowing and intuition, which is what I was speaking of a little bit ago. Robert, what's good, brother? Well, listen, I'm trialing something new out, Robert. I'm streaming from the desktop, and it doesn't seem like it reaches people that are not in um your following. It's kind of the same thing like Restream, or I've been out of commission for a couple days. I have had allergies, um, and they hit pretty hard. I was sneezing. It started like Sunday. I went outside and there was like a huge high pollen count. And today I'm finally feeling a lot better. I've been taking some homeopathic stuff, and um, the itchiness has subsided. Oh, you've been very busy. You've had allergies as well, because of like the warm weather that sparked. There's like extremely high pollen supposedly, but I don't even think it's that. I think there's other things going on in the atmosphere, and around us, that's been going on for a very long time. My allergies were terrible, most of them. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, it's not summertime yet, but yeah, this was pretty not so fun. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yep, yep, yep. And I saw your post. By the way, how is the quality of the sound? Are you able to hear? This is the first time I'm really trying out this new microphone. Um, how does the sound? Okay, good, good. Wasn't sure how far away it picks up because the last microphone I had good, good, good. Last microphone I had, it was like, um, it was, if I was far back, it was not picking it up. Um, so back to what we were talking about, intuition and following guidance and inner, and this is perfect for you, Robert. Up close is even like that is even better. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'll get up close then. Yeah, I've kind of figured as much. Um, this is perfect for you, Robert, because um it's not easy to listen to God, to listen to your inner guidance, to listen to your higher self or even God leading you when you choose to not resist anymore and you choose to throw up your hands and be like, okay, God, you lead me to the house that is meant for me. And interestingly enough, I mean, shit, sometimes, like I told you before, you may be end up in like an apartment or a hotel for 2 or 3 weeks, but you don't know why. You may um, be guided to check out multiple houses and you're just supposed to go there because you're supposed to anchor the light and God wants you to go there. Like I've been giving an example of, and you even know this, Robert, because we even reached out to each other off of YouTube, and I was building this, like, I don't know what you want to even call it, like orchestrating something similar to the round table, but I've only been given glimpses and small, like, um small visions of it, but I don't know who it's with, how many people are involved, if it's just me or if multiple people, or I'm going to be switching off with people. But interestingly enough, is we exchange numbers, and I told you I'm assembling a a new podcast, I guess you would call it. I don't even know if that's even what it's going to be called. And interestingly enough, all I've been guided to do was I reached out to a lot of people on TikTok. I reached out to people on Facebook. I found people on YouTube and then reached out to them on Instagram and TikTok because they had a way to contact them through that way. But nothing has actually panned out. And it's like I've just been following the guidance like, "Oh, I found this guy on TikTok and I really like his content and I really feel like he would be a great fit." And then I message him and he messages me back and then the energy is not there and then the energy kind of dissipates and dies. The same thing happened to me recently where I was guided to go look at a car and I never even ended up going to look at it because I was going to sell my car or trade it in. And then the energy just dissipated completely and I was like, "Okay, it's not meant to happen right now." Yeah, exactly. And again, you don't God's timing is different from our timing. And just because all of those things fell into place, you've got to follow the light and the energy and keep following it no matter what. It could take months, it could take a year, it could take a week, it could take a day, and not have any expectations at all to, like I said, like this so-called podcast, it could take months and months or a year before it gets off the ground, but I could be continued to where I'm guided to reach out to different people and find different people and, develop a friendship or a relationship before something actually evolves from it, And so it's really interesting when you follow the light and the energy, but you actually really follow it. And that is very, very hard for humans to do, especially when, you're in a situation where your lease is up. On God's time, that doesn't matter. God doesn't care. For him, that doesn't matter, you know? And yet it matters for you because you have a family and you have to, move out and you have a time frame. But on God's time, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Because again, you never know. Like, again, when you're actually following God leading you, and it's not your ego and it's not your human, man, you will get the most beautiful place in the most beautiful, amazing spot. And it could be like you're guided to go to a completely another state. It could be you're guided to go to around somewhere across the country. But it's like not everybody is willing and ready to completely surrender and trust the process and trust what's unfolding and have faith that God is leading you. You got to say it's working. Laugh out loud and focused on controlling stress, which is difficult for me. But surprisingly, I've been doing well. That's great, man. And keep focusing on your breath. Do this too, man. This helps a lot. I'm going to tell you what, man. The moment I start feeling my like my neck getting tight and crinkly, I start to roll my shoulders like I talked about on another episode, and I could feel tingling right now like in my shoulders. And it feels amazing. Like I'm when I tell you it is like euphoric, like orgasmic. Obviously a different feeling than having sex and it being an orgasmic in that way, obviously. But it's euphoric in a way, it's like tingly and it's like, ooh, it just feels really good. Okay. And that's the energy moving because we store a lot of stress in our shoulders and our neck. So literally, yeah, dopamine, exactly. So you move your shoulders like this and just keep doing it, man, until you don't really feel that dopamine. You don't really feel you know, the tingly sensations as much. And then you're gonna notice your neck is much looser and you're gonna notice maybe even it cracks a little bit. And you don't need the chiropractor anymore. I've been doing this and I think for the most part, I have not gone, I don't even know how long it's been. And last year and the year before, I was going at twice a week for like a year to 2 years. And I always needed to go. And I store a lot in my shoulders and neck. That's where a lot of us do. It goes right to the neck and the shoulders. And the more I do this, the moment I notice that, it shifts everything. Like I start to, you know, and no one really talks about this. I don't see anybody talking about this on social media. I don't see anybody really in general talking about rolling your shoulders at all. But I've discovered it. I was guided to it to do it by my guides and my higher self and everything else. And the more I've done it, the more I've noticed a huge shift and a huge difference. So try it. It works. It will get the energy moving so it's not stagnant and stuck, and it'll just help. Oh, we've already looked at properties. One had 10. Oh, wow. That's so awesome, dude. Man, I'm telling you what, I cannot wait till the humanitarian funds get divvied out and or there's support and help that myself and Luna can get the property we're looking for. Again, I have no expectations. I'm not stuck on how many acres it should be. I'm not stuck on um, how big it should be. Um, I saw one for almost 300 acres. Yeah, I could see it being as large as that, but I'm not. I'm not. Um, I'm not stuck on that at all whatsoever. been guided a little bit to go look online and stuff like that, but it hasn't got to the point where I've, you know, gone out and just had to check a couple things. Um, so yeah, I am so happy to hear that. I'm so happy for you, Robert. I know that whatever it's going to be beautiful and perfect, and in every facet, and it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be, but even better and even more, than you could have even conceptualized with your mind. And that's the one thing that we all have to start focusing our attention on, and trusting in the universe, and in God and faith, and in our higher selves, and um, knowing that no matter what's going on in the world, like what is happening right now with Iran, and the people that are on trial for the things like the Epstein things, and all these different things are happening, and it's going to get more crazy and more chaotic and ramp up even more. But know that it's going to be amazing, man. We've all got to hold on to hope, but not hold on to this is the way it's supposed to be. Even if you're getting visions, even if you're getting being shown things, we have to hold on to, well, you know, I know it's going to be amazing. It's already amazing already. It's going to be even more amazing. And I know that God has my best interest at heart. I know that there's nothing for me to worry about. I know that I will be okay no matter what. And if you can hold that, nothing is going to matter. And I mean nothing, because you're on God's time. And when being on God's time, man, like I said, you don't know what he has you do, where he has you go, who he has you reach out to. You just got to trust. And let me tell you what, it is not easy to do, you know? And you're like, okay, how many more people do I got to reach out to before this actually works out, or actually I see what the vision is? And and yet, you know, sometimes, like I said, I found somebody else today that was very, very interesting on Instagram, and they have a very small following. And I was guided to watch a couple of his videos. And I'm like, man, this could be a really good collaboration. I haven't felt the that energy or that feeling yet to pull the trigger and actually DM him on Instagram yet. I don't know if I will. I don't know if that's what God wants me to do, but I can tell you that it got as far as me saving his Instagram profile. It got as far as me saving a couple of his videos, because that's what I was letting guided to do. Will it go any further? I don't know. Alls I know is uh alls I know is that's what I was led and guided to do. Watch a couple of his videos. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't have any expectations of if it's a female, if it's a male, if it's many people, if it's just me, if it's me just making these videos like I'm doing now, like I've been doing. And then randomly people will come on, and eventually it will become interviewing. Um, but I've seen visions, like I've talked to you all about me doing um, videos on past life regressions, doing videos on people that have had near death experiences, what they've experienced when they've gone to the other side, alien contact, I mean, the list goes on and on. I there's so much that um, people have experienced, and I want to bring that to you all. Again, I don't know the exact title yet. I don't know who's going to be the first, but I can tell you that Robert was one of the people, and the energy just hasn't been there. We exchanged numbers, we texted, we blah blah blah. Energy hasn't been there. Will it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it was meant for him to be a part of the team like he is. And eventually he'll be a part of the newer school. I don't know. And that's for me to leave that up to faith and up to God and up to um, you know, whatever is supposed to unfold, it will unfold. And whoever will be involved. Whoever will be in my um reality will be in my reality, and whoever won't, and not attaching to any of it, and just trusting the process, and just trusting what's unfolding, and knowing that we're all co-creating the new earth together. And I know that's a big part of my purpose and mission here, to bring hope to humanity, to assist humanity in remembering who they are, why they're here, and what they came here to do, to assist humanity in waking up, reprogramming humanity to think differently. Again, I truly believe all of us went through the contrast we did so that when we're in the new earth together, we will have experienced this kind of contrast, and that we will be super humbled and able to help and assist. I know that there's a rhyme and a reason as to why we went through what we went through, and why we've been going through what we've gone through. There's a reason, and it's a big reason. And yet, we don't all know that yet. And maybe we won't while we're in human form. Maybe we will. But we've got to get out of the victimhood, the doom and gloom. It's okay to feel everything, and it's okay to, grieve over this and grieve over that. No, it's all good, man. It's all good, brother. Thank you for being here. I was testing this out, um, desktop streaming, and apparently, yeah, they don't share it out to others, but that's okay because you know what? This will go up on the channel as a video for today. I'll download it and I'll re-upload it under videos. Um, I know somebody needs to hear this out there, and it's okay. And I appreciate you, brother. And but you know, at the end of the day, man, we're all walking each other home, and very, very soon we're all going to remember. We're all going to remember who we are. We're all going to realize that the ways that have been on this planet are not serving us or our highest good or anyone at all, period. End of story. The financial systems, the medical systems, the way the medical systems work, you know, there is healing modalities out there that you can fully recover and heal from. And to think that people have to actually suffer because they didn't know any better is sad and a shame. I'm ashamed to think that that's the way the world is. Like, we should be teaching kids emotional regulation. We should be teaching kids that you do have telepathy, that you can heal yourself, that you are able to communicate with higher dimensional beings, that they are real, not making everyone think that you're alone, separate, divided, and you're by yourself here to figure it all out yourself. And if you don't have the money, then you can't pay for a class to learn when all of it should be free. Why should some have the ability to know these things and others they don't, and they're confused and lost? I understand everyone is on a different evolutionary uh, path of evolutionary consciousness. I understand that. Not everybody is meant to, um, learn that stuff in this lifetime, and it's just, yeah, some of us that have experienced and seen the things we've seen are, yeah, it can get kind of and very frustrating to say the least. But at the end of the day, man, we're all on this journey and this path together, um, exploring, learning, uh, figuring things out, trying to make sense of it all. I mean, it's it's amazing at the same time, and I hope that I can bring someone hope. I hope that through that you can I even hope that you can take my optimism and my belief and maybe even borrow it if you need to. Borrow my courage, borrow my belief, borrow my hope and optimism if you have to, you know? But moreover and more importantly, man, I love all of you and I love humanity and I love the human race and I love this planet. And I know that we are headed in the right direction, whether it looks that way or not, whether you can see it or not. I know we're headed in the right direction. And just know and just remember that you're going to get the information that you're supposed to get when you're supposed to get it. They're not going to give you more than you can handle. And sometimes, yes, it's going to be slow dripped. And yes, sometimes that's just the way it's going to be. And yes, it can be frustrating. Yes, it sucks sometimes. Of course, you know? But when you can find someone like me or someone like Luna or somebody else and they are speaking information and you resonate with it, make no mistake about it that a lot of times that is a message from your guides, from your angels, from God trying to get your attention because maybe you weren't listening and they needed to get louder, And so open up your eyes, guys. Open up your heart. Open up your mind. Let God lead you and guide you every single step of the way. Like I said before, it's not easy to do. Sometimes it gets frustrating because you're like, how many more people am I going to reach out to and I'm going to DM before I meet the group or the person or the people that this podcast is going to hold? How many how many more times am I going to go live before my videos go viral and reach millions of people all around the world, right? And it takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot of stepping back and accepting what is. And I've had to surrender many, many times to many different things. And whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whether it be spiritual, whether it be who knows what, 3D, I don't know. I've had to surrender, like, when is this going to happen? Like, why is this taking so long? But that's not the way God works, man. God has his own timing. God doesn't work on human timing, Just because I see the podcast and I feel it really close, and I don't even know if it's even gonna be called a podcast. It could be a year from now before something actually pans out, before, you know, I mesh with that person that or those people or multiple people or multiple interviews or whatever it is. I don't even know. But I can tell you this, I was guided to buy this microphone. I was guided to put the other ones up for sale on eBay. I was guided to potentially give them away. And you know how many microphones I went through? Quite a few. Quite a few. But I had to listen to God telling me, you know, like, okay, is he going to listen? Is he going to listen to the guidance? It's like sometimes you don't even understand or know why God is having you do certain things, even down to spending a shitload of money and losing it all, you know, and not knowing why. And, happened to me with a course I bought, you know, but in buying that course, it led me to something else and led me to someone else and led me to another type of course. So it's like you just never know why and the reason that God has you do certain things when he has you do certain things and why. You just never know. And but sometimes it's like the most off the wall thing. But to him it's not the most off the wall thing, but to you it is. Like, okay, you need to go to this place that you don't even like doing those kind of things, but you need to go to this bar and hang out there and like even get a drink, but maybe you're not going to get an alcoholic drink. Maybe you're just going to get like a juice. But you're going to go there and then all of a sudden maybe then you're going to meet somebody that is going to lead you to something else, you know? Maybe you're going to go one time to this yoga studio and then never go back, but you were led and guided there to meet somebody. And it might not even be the owner of the facility or the teacher, but actually to meet someone that is there, that frequents there every week, that has a connection that you were looking for. Or maybe you both become friends and, start up a podcast. I don't know. Everybody's journey and everybody's situation is so different, and everybody's on their own path and their own journey, and you know um being led and guided different ways and different, and so you know uh but I can tell you that has a lot to do with intuition. That has a lot to you tuning into your intuition. That has a lot to do with you. Just like you would tune a guitar, you're tuning your intuition, tuning into listening. And yeah, for a while, you might bang into walls. You might F this up. You might go this way. You might go that way. This might happen. That might happen. But make no mistake about it, it's going to get better and better and better. You're you're strengthening the muscle, the intuitive muscle. And yes, of course, most of us don't have true experience with that. Most of us have just basically listened to our family, our friends, a job, a manager, a partner. We didn't actually listen to the inner guidance. So that muscle needs to be strengthened, just like as if you would go to a gym and curl, do curls or bench press or lift the dumbbells, you're strengthening the muscle. And the same thing is for the intuition. It took me a very long time to get to the place I'm at now. And I still have moments where I'm like, okay, all right. And then I end up doing something that not necessarily ends up for my benefit or my highest good. And then I'm like, okay, you know, I'm going to listen. Just like I gave the example of me reaching out to this person I didn't reach out to them yet. I saved their profile. I saved a video of theirs. I'll listen to when I feel called to reach out. If that even happens. God just may have been testing me to see whether or not I'm listening and how in touch and in tune I am with my intuition now. You know, remember sometimes, man, you're being tested. You're being tested to see um, if you've gotten better, you know, and people will come around to test you, to test that God sends your way, and see, okay, let's see if how much he improved. Let's see if he's been working on the intuition, and and then it'll just be a test. So yeah, man, the only thing and the best possible way is jumping in head first, immersing yourself in it, you know, and doing little things first. If you're kind of, like, oh, I don't know, like kind of, you know, a good example is if you're bouncing back and forth, that's usually a no. There's signs and, you know, ways to tell. But again, as I said, with all the distractions that humanity has experienced and continues to experience, and the temptations out there, um, it's no wonder we're so clueless and we're not in touch with our intuition and our inner guidance, and why there's so many catastrophes going on in the world and so much chaos and war and despicable things being disclosed, because there's such a disconnection from God, from source, from the universe. So I had a good time, and this was a lot of fun. Um, I think I'm going to change the title a little bit because I think it's like some, yeah, I have to like reword it a little bit, because it also encompasses intuition in it, but not really. I mean, I guess I could leave it the way it is. Anyways, I love you all, man, from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the sound quality came through. This was a good test. I really enjoyed this. And if you guys want to throw me some topics that I can talk about, I'll go live and, record videos. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Start submitting what you want me to go into, to deep dive, to go down rabbit holes, and I will bring people on and have conversations depending on what you guys want to learn and hear about, and I would love to bring more people on that are are really in tune with their intuition and people that are not, so you can get both sides of the coin, and it will help you, benefit you in some way, shape, or form, because at the end of the day, man, that's what's important, that you're learning something from this, that it's just not um something that you just pass the time with. I wouldn't want people to watch just to pass time. I would hope that you're watching to learn and grow from this channel and empower yourself and to remember who you are and why you're here and what you came here to do, and assist you in awakening. Anyways, with that being said, man, follow us on all social media platforms at Darren and Luna. Tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, sign up for our free newsletter at www.darrenandluna.com. I love you all, man, from the bottom of my heart. If you want to come on to the podcast or be interviewed or you have something to share, whether it be an NDE or an OB or a past life, or you have contact with extraterrestrials or higher dimensional beings or aliens, whatever the case may be, something that you want to share, and we can deep dive and go down the rabbit hole, hit me up at darrenandluna@gmail.com or message us on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, and we can arrange something and go from there. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, man. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I will see you on the next live, on the next video, or somewhere around the world. Until then, let's go.